So today we just finished up reading chapter 3. So what you're going to do today, I'm going to read these directions to you. At this point, we have read Soldier's Heart chapters 1 through 3. Our main character, Charlie Goddard, has experienced many new things since joining the Union fight. Your job is to write a letter to your ma or your mother telling her about the war and what all is happening. You should write 2 to 3 paragraphs, each with at least 5 sentences to describe your experience in detail as if you were Charlie. Once your letter is written, check over your letter before you submit. Use the attached checklist to ensure that you have completed your letter correctly. So you're going to use the PDF to go over how to set up your letter. Use the Google Doc created for you to type up your letter. Remember, back during the Civil War, Charlie would have had handwritten this letter. So you're going to be typing this up, which is fine. But in real life, if we were actually looking at whenever Charlie would have done this, he would have handwritten, obviously, because they didn't have computers. So I just want to go over with you real quick some letter writing information. So the purpose of a writer is communicating with someone. It's kind of like our email nowadays. A lot of people don't write letters as much. Okay. So you're going to put your address, the date, dear, whoever you're talking to, paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. Remember I said 2 to 3 paragraphs, closing, and then your name. Make sure you include the date, an address, a greeting, which would be like Dear Ma. Include the recipient's name. Did I include enough body paragraphs? Did you have at least 2 to 3? Did you include a closing, a signature? I'm not going to worry about your printed name at this point. Did you have correct spelling, capitalization, and punctuation? So here's a little bit of a graphic organizer that you can use if you would like. Just open it up with Cami. But if I go back over here, I also have some information as well. So it says at the end of chapter 3, we learn that Charlie wants to write a letter to his mother and brother Orrin and tell them everything he has experienced. As he was falling asleep on the train ride south, he began the letter in his head. He says, Dear Ma, I'm a man now and seeing and doing a man's things out in the world. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Begin your letter using the first 2 sentences that Charlie used. So you're going to start off yours just this way, okay? You will start it with Dear Ma and then put that. I want you to write at least 10 sentences total, so 5 sentences in each paragraph. List 3 things new to Charlie. Describe what camp was like, give at least 3 details, and describe what he expects war to be like, because he hasn't really experienced war yet. Then you're going to go into this letter, which again, I gave you some information of how to set this up. I give you the arms and cops checklist here. So you're going to go down and you're going to start your own copy. So what I'm going to actually do, and I'll add this to this, is I'm going to go ahead and put the first 2 lines that you should already have. And I'm going to include, you need to make sure that you're including those other requirements that I'm asking you. And I will make sure that's included on this doc so that you have that to refer to. But again, make sure you have Dear Ma, which is already there for you. You need to include those first 2 sentences and then at least 10 additional sentences with those requirements on that other page. You will simply end yours, Love Charlie. But then that's all you should have to do because each of you have a copy. I keep forgetting that. And your name should show up at the very top once you submit this. So if I go back into here, if I go to edit assignment, I did make this worth 15 points. So following it correctly, writing everything that you need to write is going to be worth 15 points. Make sure you submit that when you're finished. If you are struggling or you need some help and not sure what's required of you, please let me know and I will gladly help you.